Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Israel Brief brought to you by Lay of the Land. I'm your host, Rolene Marks, with today's top stories. Last night, in a very dramatic announcement, Prime Minister Netanyahu announced that should he be re-elected next week in Israel's second set of elections this year, he will start to apply Israeli sovereignty over settlements in the West Bank, starting with annexation of the Jordan Valley. As you can imagine, this elicited a very, very strong response. A lot of political pundits from both sides on TV, on Israeli TV last night, saying, is this a last-minute election ploy? Prime Minister Netanyahu is known for making these kind of statements just before an election. Some saying that this could be the act of a desperate man as he fights for his political career. Some saying that while he's neck and neck with Kachol Valavan and while he has allegations mounting against him for investigation, this could also be a push towards getting a certain sector of the Israeli electorate. In his announcement last night, Prime Minister Netanyahu mentioned that he had spoken to the US administration. He had mentioned his plans to the US administration beforehand, and it did not impact on the Trump peace deal. It was not in conflict with the Trump peace deal. As you can also imagine, the European Union weighing in on this announcement, saying that this does not bode well for the peace process or the two-state solution, and Arab countries such as Syria and Saudi Arabia condemning this move. As is predicted, Israel's neighbors in the south, Hamas, reacted as we would expect them to do, with the firing of rockets. And last night, while campaigning, Prime Minister Netanyahu had to run for cover as sirens went off in Ashdod and Ashkelon, and barrages of rocket attacks from the Gaza Strip have continued today, with at least 3 rockets being fired towards southern Israel, one likely damaging a house in Israel's south, and the IDF responding by hitting Hamas targets in response. On social media, some have noted that Prime Minister Netanyahu, also as we are less than a week to the elections, has used his Facebook page to say that the Arabs want to annihilate Israel. A lot of criticism against Prime Minister Netanyahu for what some are saying is divisive and scare tactics. But we are on the eve of a major election, and we can expect a lot of politicking, a lot of last-minute maneuverings from all political parties to try and get those votes. And only the Israeli electorate will tell, and we will bring you those election results this time next week. In another major shock announcement yesterday, President Trump announced that he had fired his national security advisor, John Bolton. John Bolton, a great friend to the State of Israel, known as more hawkish, was reportedly disagreeing with President Trump on a number of foreign policy issues, and there are conflicting reports. John Bolton saying that he offered his resignation, some saying Trump fired him, but the role of National Security Advisor is now open, and we are expecting an announcement soon from President Trump who will fulfill that role. It does impact on Israel, I do have to say, and while we don't expect a major shift in US policy towards the State of Israel, there are concerns that President Trump announced that he would be prepared to meet his Iranian counterpart Rouhani without preconditions, and this is a concern for the State of Israel, who needs more and more pressure to be applied to the Iranian regime, especially as we bring to light more and more the intentions of their nuclear program. And Prime Minister Netanyahu has demonstrated this over the last course of the week by exposing some of the facilities that were enriching uranium. So this is quite a cause for concern. We need somebody from at least the Israeli perspective who will understand the need for pressure on Iran. Now, today is September the 11th, And Lay of the Land joins millions around the world in bowing our heads and remembering the over 3,000 Americans who lost their lives on September the 11th, 2001. We remember them. They will never be forgotten. Our thoughts and prayers are with their loved ones and all of the people of the United States on this Patriots' Day. And we pray that their memories will forever be blessed. Here in Israel, we are showing our solidarity with solemn memorials in Jerusalem. And Israel, I think, is the only country outside of the United States that has a living memorial to those who perished on September the 11th, 2001. It was a day that will forever live in infamy. It was a day that forever changed our world and brought to our consciousness the threat of global terror. In memorial and in solidarity, the city of Jerusalem has beamed two twin lights very similar to those that are beamed in New York City, two twin lights to represent the two twin towers, but also the love and solidarity between our two countries. And these lights will reach at least 300 meters into the air. So today we stand in solidarity with the people of America in remembering the victims of 9/11. Remember, you can also check out our online content at www.layoftheland.online, and you can read all about an initiative between the South African Friends of Israel and the University of Cape Town to bring two very, very lucky science students for a 2-month internship at the Weizmann Institute here in Israel, which is one of the leading facilities for research in science in the world. Read all about that online. And remember, you can follow us on Facebook or you can like us, but make sure you join our family. We have our memorial to the victims of 9/11 up on our Facebook page. If you want to visit it and leave your thoughts and leave your memories, you are more than welcome to do so. And also you can check out the Israel Brief channel online on YouTube at the Israel Brief. And while you're there, click on the subscribe button. The more of you who subscribe, the more we are able to get our voice, our point of view out to the world. I'm Raylene Marks. This is the Israel Brief. We'll speak again tomorrow.